The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Namaskar, welcome to Next IS. I hope you are doing well. In this video, we are going to cover major headlines of the Hindu, Indian Express, Press Information Bureau, and News on Air. So, without wasting any time, let's start today's discussion. And here, first article focuses upon concerns related to translocation of African cheetahs, and it is in the news because recently Center for Wildlife Studies raised concerns about the translocation of African cheetahs to India. The study highlighted ethical, ecological, and welfare issues, including a high mortality rate in the first phase. Now let's learn about cheetahs. So friends, they are one of the oldest big cat species and the fastest land animals over the short distance. There are 5 subspecies of cheetahs, and these are Northwest African, East African, South African, Northeast African, and Asiatic. They inhabit variety of ecosystems primarily in southern African countries like Algeria, Botswana, Ethiopia, Kenya, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. And here you must know that Asiatic cheetah is found only in Iran, and all subspecies of cheetahs are listed as vulnerable by the IUCN Red List except the Northwest African and Asiatic cheetahs, which are classified as critically endangered species. And do you know, friends, cheetahs were declared extinct in India in 1952. And till now, 20 African cheetahs have been introduced into Kuno National Park, which is in Madhya Pradesh, and they are kept in captivity due to high mortality rates. Next article is related to National Disaster Response Fund, and it is in the news because recently high-level committee led by Union Home Minister approved more than 600 crore rupees for Andhra Pradesh under the National Disaster Response Fund. Now let's learn more about National Disaster Response Fund. So friends, it was established under the Section 46 of the Disaster Management Act 2005, and it supplements the State Disaster Response Fund in case of severe disasters. The central government fully funds the NDRF, but the central government contributes 75% of the SDRF allocation for general category states and 90% for special category states like Sikkim, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, and Jammu and Kashmir. These funds are used for immediate relief in cases like cyclones, drought, earthquakes, floods, and other natural disasters. Next article focuses upon importance of telecom networks in disasters, and it is in the news because recently Coalition of Disaster Resilient Infrastructure released a report on the preparedness of Indian telecom networks during disasters. It highlighted the importance of telecom networks in disasters. For example, telecom networks enable fast communication during disasters by connecting government authorities and municipalities, but they are vulnerable due to exposed cables, weak towers, and dependency on power supply. The report emphasizes that undersea cables, particularly in coastal regions, can be severely impacted, causing widespread disruptions. Power failures are the major issue, as telecom towers are often not designed for continuous power supply. Therefore, in this context, reports suggest improvements such as strengthening power infrastructure, upgrading towers to withstand higher wind speeds, and the report also recommended better data collection coordination among officials and more disaster risk planning in telecom infrastructure. Next article is related to Exercise Cyclone. Third edition commenced at Mahajan Field Firing Ranges in Rajasthan. Here you must know that Exercise Cyclone is an annual event conducted alternatively in India and Egypt. The last edition of the same exercise was conducted in Egypt in January 2024, and this exercise aimed to strengthen military ties, enhance interoperability, and promote the exchange of special operations tactics. Next article talks about Dunki Route, which refers to dangerous illegal immigration routes taken by individuals due to lack of legal permits or financial resources. And now the American authorities have deported those who have taken Dunki Route to reach America. Next article is related to India-Malaysia Relations, because recently 13th meeting of the Malaysia-India Defence Cooperation Committee took place in Kuala Lumpur, and the meeting focused on expanding bilateral defense cooperation, particularly in cybersecurity, AI, maritime security, and defense industry. Both sides agreed to create a joint focus group for non-traditional maritime security threats and finalized term of reference for the establishment of Strategic Affairs Working Group. Here you must know that India views Malaysia as a key partner in the Indo-Pacific, as it is central to 3 of India's key foreign policy initiatives, which include Act East Policy, Sagar, and Indo-Pacific Ocean Initiative. Now recently government has released 15th Finance Commission Grants for rural local bodies in Bihar, Haryana, and Sikkim for financial year 2024-25. United grants will be used by Panchayat Raj institutions and rural local bodies for location-specific needs as per the 29 subjects in the 11th schedule of the Constitution, but it excludes salaries and establishment cost. Next and last headline is related to International Organization of Aids to Marine Navigation, and it is in the news because recently India is elected to the vice presidency of the International Organization of Aids to Marine Navigation in Singapore. This organization was originally established as an NGO in 1957, but now it is transitioned to an intergovernmental organization to strengthen its role in setting global maritime navigation standards. It will also promote safety and address environmental challenges through collaboration with member states and stakeholders. So, with this, let's conclude today's discussion. Thanks for listening. And for regular updates, you can follow us on various social media platforms.